He hated the north. Accustomed to warmer southern climes, Simon de Goncourt shivered in the dark chill of the early morning as slow wisps of mist rose from the cold surface of the lake. His gaunt, dissatisfied features were twisted in a grimace of distaste, his ascetic mouth thin-lipped as he shrugged deeper into the warmth of his woolen cloak. But there was still a gleam of cold fanaticism in his eyes as he stared fixedly out over the dark, mist-shrouded waters. Behind him, men shuffled in the darkness. There was the jingling of a bit, the clink of iron, and a horse snorted, jangling its harness as it tossed its head impatiently. A pale edge of light touched the dark cloud high above the encircling hills, the first hint of dawn, and something vague and indistinct moved on the surface of the shrouded waters. The tall, black-bearded man at de Goncourt's shoulder stood quietly, impassively, still confident in his cool independence, and de Goncourt hated him for his arrogance almost as much as he hated the north. "Where in God's teeth are these boats?" de Goncourt rasped angrily in a low voice. The tall man, Sir Robert Moray, representative of Bishop Lamberton of St. Andrews, and openly hostile to the will and intentions of his companion, nodded coldly. "They're coming. Have patience." Patience? Simon de Goncourt's mouth twisted angrily. It was now all of 2 years since the first arrests had been completed in France. A swift, striking campaign carried out in utter secrecy and with an efficiency for which he himself had taken credit and for which he had received due reward from Philippe the Fair. Throughout the country in the early morning hours, men-at-arms had broken into the chapels and the chantries, the houses, the treasuries, and the churches, and carried out the arrests. 2 years since the first arrests, and more than 3 months since the English king had at last cast aside his infuriating, dilatory, prevaricating, vacillating tendencies and issued his own decree after pressure from Philippe the Fair and the Holy Father in Avignon. But only now had the first moves been made in Scotland. Only now were they near to striking at the viper's nest in the north. He glowered, conscious of the powerful presence of the man at his shoulder, aware of the restraining influence that Moray hoped to bear, angry and determined that he would not be balked at this last hurdle.